we are going to be going over the newest S rank unit that's going to be coming out here on the next patch on the 6th of June, which is Living Soul Osiris, which is going to be her S rank form. And if we scroll down here, guys, we can see that she's going to be classified as a wind element, and she's going to be using traces. Now, as you guys can see in the bottom of her HP bar, she has a 1 little blue dot, which is she fills it up when she uses her skills or basic attacks. Now let's go over her skills and see what she does. All right, guys, so for her basic attack, she's gonna have a string where she gets a trace, right? And she gets one on her 3rd and 5th attack when she does these strings. That's just for when she's in her regular form, because she's gonna have a different form, guys. Now also with S Osiris, when you dodge, she spins around with her scythes and also does damage while she's spinning around. And now for her skill 1, she basically launches her scythe and it spins and it does wind damage. It's pretty basic, nothing too crazy, right? And with her skill 1, guys, it actually gives her 2 traces when she first activates it, but then when it goes on cooldown, you can actually press it again and activate it, but you will need two traces to be able to activate it again. So as you guys can see here, she it went on cooldown, but she pressed it again to be able to use the ability again, but it took 2 traces. So you want to make sure you have at least 2 traces when you proc this, but you should always have it, since when you first proc it, it will give you 2, so it will always give you a chance to proc it a second time. Now the direction it does shoot out is in a forward motion, right? It's not gonna have too much width or anything, so you want to make sure you be slightly precise with this move. And then for her skill 2, guys, it's pretty simple and basic. She just launches her scythe forward again while she's doing like a front flip, and it does like about 6 hits, so it stays lingering for a while, which is nice. And you can see those damage numbers just keep ticking, right? They do say that she specializes in damage over time, which is what it shows here, because she has so many multi-hitting moves, right? It's not a traditional damage over time, but it's still nice. You guys see that right there. I'll show you guys one more time right here where it procs it, and it also consumes 1 trace for you to be able to use this, guys, so keep that in mind as well. You can't proc it twice like the other move if it goes on cooldown, but it still lingers around and does some good amount of damage. And then for her durability, guys, she's basically gonna do like an uppercut with her scythe, right? And I guess she can knock enemies up in the air that don't have hyper or super armor, and then you can combo them in the air, right? And this move will consume 2 traces, guys, so keep that in mind. You want to have at least 2 traces to be able to use this move. And it shows you the traces that you guys need. If you guys can see here in the bottom, the number indicates how many traces you need to be able to use that move. Also, I did forget to mention, guys, that when she does dodge, she applies weaken on them, which lowers the attack of the enemy by, I think, 10%, right? So there it is, boom, and that will make them weaker. As you guys can see, the debuff with the arrow pointing down, that is the weakened debuff. Now, guys, before I go into showing her ultimate, I just want to read this here, these points, so you guys can see it. So when she goes into her ultimate, she activates it, and when she activates it, she goes into this Underworld Judgment state, right, where she actually gets a different weapon too, and she starts using swords. Now, when she is in this state, she increases the team's damage dealt by 10%, and it can go up to 18%, right? And then she also recovers HP to full and changes all the skill attacks on her skills, and we'll go over that in a little bit so you guys can see that. And also, while she's in Underworld Judgment, she gains super armor, so meaning while she's attacking and she gets hit, she can't get knocked down or pushed back. You will still take damage though, but yeah. And then it also says cannot recover any ultimate charge, consumes 7% HP per second. So while you're in this form, you also drain your HP. Now when your HP reaches 0, you actually leave the Underworld Judgment state and you revert back to your normal state. Also, when you enter the battle by herself or with her ultimate skill chain partner with the combo attack on her ultimate, she'll go ahead and get 35% ultimate charge right away, right? Which is nice. And when an enemy is inflicted with weaken, obtain a set of amount of ultimate charge, so she can proc that through ulting, guys. So let's go ahead and see. Now this is going to be her when she procs her ultimate and goes into that Underworld Judgment state, right? Now her basic attack does become a 4 basic attack combo, and on the 4th one she gets the trace like I told you guys, right? And remember, all her skills change. So her skill 1, she actually gets her swords and shoots them out in a certain direction, and whoever's in that line of sight, they will take damage. And this operates just like the skill 1 from the when she's in her other form. When she uses the skill the first time, she will gain traces, And then when the skill's on cooldown, you can go ahead and use it again, but you consume up 2 traces. But of course, it's the sword damage dealing move with a higher amplifier. Now her second move, she actually puts these swords that spin around her, and it could be a maximum of 26 hits, right? So once she gets 26 hits off, then this will fall off. But it basically does more damage over time while she has that over her. But it can also fall off after 6 seconds of the move being up. So there's the 2 limits, either 26 hits or 6 seconds. So then you can just reproc it again, right, guys? It's not that big of a deal. Now, in order to use this move, guys, you do need to use 1 trace. And now for her skill 3, guys, she basically becomes a vacuum and sucks in anything that's around her. So you want to use her second ability before you use this ability, so you can bring in the enemies closer towards her while the swords are spinning around and she's doing damage to them. And then also it does detonate and does a certain amount of damage. So check this out. Boom, right there, she pulls them in, and then she goes ahead and detonates, right? Also remember, guys, while you're in this state, your HP is going to be draining. As you guys can see, her HP is going down. So once it reaches 0, you will come out of that state, because you actually get a bonus HP bar while in that ultimate state, and it also refills your HP bar all the way up, so it's like a heal in it itself. Now Osiris is going to be able to have 2 team ultimates. The first one is going to be with Osiris herself. If you guys have read the story, she actually has a split personality, which her bad side is the Osiris. So check this animation now. It's like she's like got rid of her other self and just went nuts like in the story, and just did this huge wind attack there, which looks really cool and does damage and stuff. Then we have her and A rank Shu also. So check this out, how these guys look like they're doing their ultimate, and boom, right? So there's that, guys. Okay, now that we got that out the way, should you summon Osiris? Guys, honestly, if you think you'll find this playstyle or this character enjoyable, go ahead and summon for the character. Nobody's telling you not to summon, right? Especially since you're only going to be controlling 1 character per fight. I mean, you can switch up to whoever you want to use, but if this is a character you like, go for her, right? Or if it's someone that you enjoy their kit or whatever, go for it, or their play style, or you think it's going to be fun, go for it. Now the players in CN are saying that you should skip this banner because there's going to be a lot of great banners that come up after her, which is Hela and Hera. Hera is going to be a very high tier unit that's a damage amplifier that helps out the entire team. Now she is gonna have a one of the strongest ultimates when Thor comes out. Thor is also a tier 0 unit. You know, I heard they're gonna have a rerun of her when she does come out. So I mean, if you want to go ahead and knock her out now, and if you're possibly thinking about getting Thor when she comes out, you can go ahead and get Osiris now. But for the majority of the people are saying you'll be okay to skip her or whatever. But if you're a type of player that's having trouble passing content in the game, this is going to be a character that's going to be great, because remember, guys, she heals herself up to full HP, and she also increases the damage of your entire team and does a decent amount of damage. And her skill management for her traces isn't going to be that hard to use as well. She's a great overall unit, and she also does consistent damage over time, right? She's not going to be the burstiest of characters like Tsukiyomi, but she is going to be doing good in long fights. Me personally, I'll probably summon for her a bit here or there depending on how I feel. But remember, guys, the reason I'm able to summon, I do these summoning videos at the end of the day, if I do end up summoning for a character, is because I do it for the videos. Now if it wasn't for the videos, I probably would have just done a couple pulls, which I probably still am, and then if I don't get her, whatever, it's fine, and then I leave it at that. But since I'm doing a video, I might end up going all the way for her. We'll see how that plays out when she does come out and I make the video on it. But yeah, definitely would still be, regardless, a good addition to any team, right, guys? Because when you need a good wind damaging unit, she's definitely going to be the best one up there that we have right now for sure. Now, as far as the functor, guys, you guys know me, I never recommend to pull for the functor because that's more for the spenders. Even though you can get the functor within 70 pulls, there's no second pity that you have to go to once you reach 70. If you get unlucky and you have to go all the way to pity, at 70 you'll be able to get the functor that you want precisely. But still, again, that's for spenders, right, guys? You want to be able to get as many characters, because I find having the characters is going to be more valuable. Of course, the functors, you'll be able to unlock the full potential of the characters, but again, would you rather have the character and get their functor? Unless you enjoy the character a lot, go for their functor. That's completely on you, right? If you love that character and you want to make sure they're all decked out and stuff, go for it. But for the most part, I would say you want to collect your currencies so you can be able to have a bunch of units to bring to a specific fight, right, that you're going to be needing, or just be able to get those cool characters in the future, right? That's just my mentality. But for me, honestly, I would say you guys can definitely make your own decision. Like I said, in CN, people are recommending for her to for you to skip her. Or if you like her a lot, go for her. Me personally, what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna do summon for her a few times. Or if I make a video, I'm gonna do a big summoning video for her. But if I didn't have to make a video, I would just pull for her a couple times and do a couple pulls. And if I didn't get her, I would just wait, because the next banners are gonna be insane. But yeah, guys, it's completely up to you. I can't tell you what to do with your currency. It's your currency. And best luck to you guys when she does come out. And let me know what you guys think about her in the comment down below. Hope you guys like this small breakdown I did on her, and I will see you guys in the next one. We're going to be doing some more gameplay videos. It's your boy Jada. Well, peace.